25, Andy Regional.
Alright, we got the camera working. That's looking good. It's all snug. Traffic's plenty behind us.
Can I follow you on the controls?
Oh, sure,
okay?
definitely,
Okay.
yeah. Alright, so remember in the Citabria, it was a little more like a dance with your feet.
Yep.
In the Pitts, it's a little more of a boxing match.
Okay.
So my feet will be a little bit busy, but the takeoff isn't so bad, the landing is. So here we go, full throttle, put the stick forward. Oh, here we go, now we're rolling.
Oh, yeah, I see the...
Keep my feet busy, keep my feet busy. So I can see down the runway. There we go, now I'm off. And we'll do the fun takeoff.
Okay.
Indy Regional traffic, Commander 114, Lima Whiskey, 5 miles south, inbound 25, Indy Regional.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, she'll get around in a hurry. Alright, you want to fly?
Yeah.
Alright, you got the airplane.
I've got the controls.
And we'll just head to, we'll just keep climbing.
Okay.
And, actually, we'll just climb up to about, I don't know, 8 or 9. Since we're going to do a bunch of spins.
Okay.
That way we can do a couple and not have to climb up continually all the time.
What airspeed do you climb at?
I usually climb about 110 or 120.
Okay.
That'll work.
Whiskey, 3 miles south, inbound landing 25, Indy Regional.
I guess I need a little more right rudder there. Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay.
You got a lot of torque and not a lot of stabilization of the airplane.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
All right, there we got it.
And Richmond traffic, Huey helicopter 369 Uniform Hotels, about 2 miles to the southwest, inbound, full stop for jet fuel. Richmond traffic.
Climbing a little quick there. Okay, here we go.
Lima Whiskey is entering the downwind for 25, Indy Regional.
That's right. You didn't have to be like right at 110. If somewhere between 90 to 120-ish, somewhere in there gives you a pretty decent climb.
369 Uniform Hotels, about 2 miles to the northwest, inbound, full stop for jet.
And regional traffic,
So is there a BSI on this? I don't see one. No?
It's kind of one of those things that. One, it's really not that useful information for what you do with this airplane.
Yeah.
Like when would you need to know what your VSI is? I don't know. It would be nice information. There's one time when I would like to have it. It's when we're actually doing spins.
Oh yeah.
So you can kind of watch and see what that is. But you can always go back and watch the video and see what your altitude was and time that out yourself.
I mean, I'm guessing we're doing 3,000 feet a minute.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that actually.
Wow.
It's right around it's around 5,000 to 6,000 feet per minute in a regular spin.
Wow.
So we're going down at about 60 miles an hour, if you think of it that way. Now if you flatten out the spin, the rotation rate slows down and your rate of descent slows down. Think of it you're kind of putting more brakes on it with more of that deeper angle of attack is going to slow your descent rate down a little bit. If you lower the nose and accelerate it, your acceleration or your rotation rate increases and your descent rate increases. So all of those things are kind of tied together some.
I still need a little more right rudder. That's awesome.
What you'll notice in this airplane is your butt and your back and your shoulders make a great turn coordinator.
Oh yeah.
If it feels like you're leaning one direction, you probably need either one of two things: rudder in that direction or less rudder in the opposite direction.
Oh sure.
Now, if you're feeling like you're leaning off to the right, if you give it a little bit of right rudder, your back will center up in your seat. Or if you're kind of wider, your right shoulder will pull away from the side of the cockpit and center you up in your seat. Or the other secondary thing you could use, and I like guys to feel it before they look at it, is the actual turn coordinator is on the back of the top wing. If you look up where the handle was that when you got in the airplane, there's the turn coordinator right next to it.
Oh wow.
So you could use that too. But a like guys to feel it before they look at it, because they get kind of so dependent on that looking at that turn coordinator, and they never really kind of feel what the airplane's doing.
That makes sense.
I'm going to left turn, and we'll go north a little ways. We'll kind of keep ourselves around here. We don't have to get a whole lot further away from the airport to do what we're doing. So
there's no compass up here either.
Right. I got a GPS in the back, and then I got a compass in the back, but it's all usually just visual references because
I got you.
We know the area. So
I got a lazy right leg today. There's a lot more power than I'm used to.
Now we can keep climbing. You got to see where this haze layer is today. That's where all the dust is. Looks like around 7 or so.
That's what it feels like, yeah.
And it'll cool off nicely once we get up there too.
County traffic, Saratoga 727 Golf runway is about 3 miles west, transition to the northeast at 1,800 feet. Hendricks County.
Indy Regional, 14 Lima Whiskey, clear 25, Indy Regional.
Looks like our the digital altimeter and mine are pretty evenly matched. We're coming through almost 8,000 now, so.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, if you want to, we can do some. We can kind of keep climbing. But you can lower the nose a little bit so you climb a little bit slower, but your airspeed builds up, and then do some left and right turns and just get a feel for the airplane.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. This airplane gives you so much feedback that it almost, even simple turns, it almost kind of takes you back to the initial training as far as how to handle that.
Wow. So too much rudder there.
Right, notice how you were leaning to the right, so you had too much left, so you just take a little bit left out. And remember, the whole purpose of the rudder is to overcome the aerodynamic mistake that the ailerons make. Right? The ailerons will give you roll around the longitudinal axis, but one of the mistakes that it makes is that it creates that induced drag with the upgoing aileron.
Wow.
So the induced drag results in the form of yaw in the opposite direction. Remember, I know this is all really basic stuff.
Oh no, that's good.
But so the whole purpose of the rudder is to overcome that mistake property of the ailerons. So I'll show you a little demonstration of why that, of how that works and how we fix it. So if the ailerons make a mistake and cause more drag in the direction of the up aileron, it makes sense that if you went with left aileron, right?
Okay.
You move the ailerons to the left. The one on the right goes down, which creates more lift. So that's going to cause a yaw to the right, even though we want to try to roll left. So what that happens, it'll happen really initially as you put the aileron in. So I'll take the airplane for a second and I'll kind of show you while we're climbing.
You got the controls?
I got the controls. So what happens when we go to the left? I'm going to put the stick to the left, but it won't look over the nose. And the nose is initially going to go down slightly and to the right.
Okay.
You see that? Okay. Now I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm going to get a lot of oscillation going, and it's a little bit more pronounced. Right? So I'm going to stick left, nose goes right. Stick right, nose goes left. Stick left, nose goes right. Stick right, nose goes left. So the purpose of using the rudder is to keep that from happening. So I'm going to go into a real basic, easy left turn, but I'm going to use the rudder so the nose doesn't go to the right. Now, so if you use a lot of aileron, you've got a lot of mistakes, so you need a lot of rudder. If you use a little bit of aileron, you have a little bit of mistakes, so you only need a little bit of rudder. So here comes to the left. So there's left aileron, left rudder. Get your bank angle, rudder's neutralized, aileron's neutralized, and you're pulling yourself through the turn. Now we'll go back to the right. Right aileron, right rudder. It's just rotating around that spot, and then we establish our bank angle.
That's perfect,
So I'm going to go back to the left, but I'm going to do this faster. So if I want to do it faster, I'm going to need more rudder to overcome the fact that I'm using more aileron. All right, so here you go. A lot of aileron, a lot of rudder. Neutralize it, and there we go. Now we're in our bank angle.
Wow.
Right? Yep. So you might think, okay, why do I even worry about that? One, you want to make your turns nice and even. But the other thing that's going to help you is people say, how much rudder do I need in an aileron roll? That little exercise right there tells you how much rudder you need in an aileron roll. If you only use a little bit of aileron in an aileron roll, you only need a little bit of rudder. If you use a lot of aileron, you need a lot of rudder. Yep. So what you're going to do is basically keep yourself coordinated in your seat for that aileron roll. If you're part of the around the aileron roll and you feel yourself leaning to the left, you probably need to give it a little bit of left rudder to straighten yourself up.
Gotcha.
Right? So the airplane talks to you through the whole thing. You don't have to look at a single instrument to be able to tell that I've got too much or too little rudder in. Right? Cool. Awesome.
Got it.
Okay, so we're about 9,000, so this is working pretty good. So now we'll start into the stall exercise first.
Okay.
You feeling good still? What's that? Are you still feeling good?
I'm awesome.
All right, cool. All right, you can have the airplane back.
I got control.
I'm going to make a couple power adjustments so we're not burning up so much gas.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing we'll do is just a real basic stall entry, and we're just going to go find the stall warning horn.
Okay.
Right, so once you get the stall warning horn, we're going to let that chirp for a few, and then we're going to reduce the angle of attack so the stall warning horn goes away.
Okay.
And what you'll find is it doesn't take much of stick movement to make the horn stop.
I see
We'll
that.
try and kind of maintain our altitude up here if we can. This is why I'm keeping a little bit of power in.
Okay.
One, I'm not going to shock cool the motor because it's a little bit cooler, and it'll kind of help us not lose so much altitude. I don't want to lose my altitude until we actually get into the spin. For the stalls, I kind of want to maintain it if I can.
But you want me to keep coming back, right?
Sure, yeah. Keep the nose coming up. Keep the nose coming up, and it'll start reducing that airspeed. And notice, yes, you're good. You're doing great with the right rudder if you want to keep yourself straight. So it's all about looking over the nose and then looking off the wings. Looking over the nose, looking off the wings.
Yep.
In the Cirrus, it's really hard to get people to do that because you got those two big TV screens there.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like the G1000 and the 182.
Yep.
Guys get in the airplane and suddenly it's TV watching time. And you're like, just freaking look outside the airplane. You get so much information.
Is that the stall?
There you go. So there's the horn. So relax the back pressure.
Yep. There it was.
Yep. See, there's the horn. Now relax it and it'll go away.
Yep.
There you go. Now a little bit more to bring the horn back on. There you go. Now relax it so it goes away. See, you're not moving the stick very much at all.
Not at all.
But you're really only moving maybe a degree or two in the angle of attack. But you're moving it enough to bring the horn on and then take it off. Let's try it again. Bring the horn on and then take it off.
Probably even too much there, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Bring the horn on. A little more. And then take it off. See how easy that is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to leave the horn on, and I just kind of want you to fly me in a little bit of a circle. So
okay.
We're going to keep the horn on, and then give me a right turn. We're right over Geist Reservoir now, so we're going to turn and kind of go away from town. But keep that horn on. Kind of look around the corner, too. That it kind of helps see where the airplane's going to go.
That's steep enough?
Yeah, that's perfect. Now feel a little bit of a burble.
I got it, yeah.
Right, so if you get that burble, just kind of relax the back pressure just ever so slightly to make the burble go away, but the horn stays on.
I still got there it is. Oh,
yeah.
Both went together.
Yep. What happens is we're still really only pulling 1G off the airplane.
Yep.
Maybe just slightly more because you got a little bit of a bank angle. Yep. So if you wanted to maintain a level flight, you're increasing your load factor. I really don't care that the airplane is descending, so if the airplane starts to descend, you're not actually asking for more load factor.
Right.
So that separation between when the horn comes on and when the stall happens is still going to stay at its 5 knots or 10% of your true airspeed, blah, blah, blah.
So is there a little bit of buffet right there?
Yep, just a little bit.
Yep.
You're just starting to nibble on it a little bit, but it's not a whole lot yet. Okay, let's keep that turn going around. Once we get facing to the east, actually kind of the northeast so the sun isn't so in your eyes, right about there, so we'll kind of level off. So now let's go into the buffet and go from the buffet to the horn, back to the buffet, back to the horn, back to the buffet, back to, let's do that a couple times.
Okay.
All right, so pull back a little bit more and you'll feel the airplane buffet. A little bit more. A little bit more. There, I got some, there you go, a little bit more buffet. There you go. Now notice how you kind of keep your feet busy, right? There you go. Now, very good. You kind of relax it and it went away. Yep. So let's go back into the buffet a little bit. And we'll try, if you relax that back pressure a little bit slower, it'll stay into the horn.
I got you.
So let's kind of keep that nose up. You're doing great. A little bit more, a little bit of left rudder there. Kind of keep yourself straight. Or maybe a little less right rudder. There you go. Awesome. So there's a little bit of buffet. I'm kind of helping you there. And then relax it just a little bit. Horn still on. There you go. Now back into the buffet. Oh yeah. Relax it. There you go. Awesome. So basically what happens when you get into that buffet, the plane's not flying so good. And remember, and a lot of people think this, is when the plane stalls that you're not making any lift at all.
Right.
It's not that you're making no lift. It's that if we needed 2,000 pounds of lift right now to fly a level flight in 1G, the airplane's probably only making about 1,000 pounds of lift.
Right.
So because we still got airspeed, so we must be doing something with the wings.
Yeah.
Right. So you're getting some lift. It's just not enough to keep the airplane flying. Awesome. So now let's kind of go through the cycles of into the stall and out of the stall. So let's go a little bit deeper into the stall. A little bit, yeah, a little bit deeper. We'll get a good buffet going.
5 taxi 2.
There you go. Now kind of relax it. All right. Now we're flying again. Now go back into the buffet. A little more. Okay. Now we're not flying so good. Now relax it. Okay. There we go. There's the horn. Now relax a little bit more. Now we're flying again. Now back into the buffet. A little bit more. There you go, then relax it. And notice how the airplane's kind of in a little bit of a right turn.
Yep.
Right, so you got a little bit too much right rudder. So what we're going to do now, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and kind of do that falling leaf thing. So we're going to kind of keep it into the stall, and I want you to keep your feet busy and keep the airplane going straight.
Okay.
Right, so as busy as your feet are on a landing is as busy as your feet are going to be for this exercise.
Oh,
there you go. Now the trick to this is getting slightly ahead of that oscillation.
Gotcha.
Right? So what the joke in the pits is that you can't give it too much rudder, but you can leave it in too long.
Yep.
So if you put in a rudder correction until something happens, that's too long.
Gotcha.
You put in what you think the rudder correction needs to be, and the airplane will recover. So you kind of punch it and then take it out. Punch it right, take it out. There, you punch it left, take it out. There you go. Awesome.
Oh, it's more like a helicopter, yeah.
Probably. I've never flown a helicopter, so I'm not sure, but I imagine your feet are just as busy. But you can see how that's working. Yep. Right? So a couple things you're getting from there is you're going to get used to if the wing drops off, you're going to think, and you're in a stall, you're going to think about the rudder. You're not thinking about the ailerons, right? Because you're just ignoring the ailerons altogether. You're not even using those to correct. But if what happens to a guy that hasn't done this, say, for example, it lops off to the left, and he gives a right aileron, and then it makes it worse. So that's, whoa! There we go. Awesome.
That's awesome.
If you stay ahead of it, you can get the airplane to stay relatively straight.
That's cool.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll kind of reduce that angle of attack. We'll kind of get climbing. We'll climb back up. Now we'll kind of start into into the spin stuff. We'll start out with an incipient phase first, and then we'll go into a developed. How's that sound?
All right.
Awesome. So we'll climb back up to about 9. And give me a right turn to go back north. We're kind of facing southwest now. There's Geist Reservoir over to the right. We'll head up that direction.
Too much right rudder there. Okay.
Marine traffic, Stock 8024 joins us downwind for runway 8.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so that's the stall exercise. So once you get the hang of doing that over and over again, the whole stall thing gets to be not so cosmic and not so scary. Hey, that's good right there. Kind of roll out right there. That'll at least kind of keep the sun out of our eyes. Okay. And we'll climb up to about 9,000. That'll give us a good, even 9 or 10,000. That'll give us a good jump of altitude to have some space.
Indy region.
Got an airplane at our 9 o'clock.
Awesome. That's an airliner heading into Indianapolis there. So you can see where that stall, as that stall happens and it kind of waddles back and forth. Remember how we were talking about where the left and right wing go on the lift curve when you go into the spin? Yeah. What's happening right there is those wings are separating and coming back together, and they're separating and they're coming back together. It's a constantly fluid movement of where each individual wing is on that lift curve. Because if they were both straight all the time, the airplane would just track totally straight, and you wouldn't have any tendency to want to start rotating.
Now, when we were going back and forth, was I aggravating that with a little aileron?
No, not really. You were keeping the ailerons pretty straight.
Okay. What
was aggravating it more was a little bit of a inaccuracy with the rudder. And like you said, it takes a couple times to get the hang of how much you need and how long you have to hold it.
So too much and too long? Is that what was going on?
It's more too long than it is too much.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes you need a punch of full rudder, but you don't need it that long. You just need a little bit to get it up there and hold it. It's just you need a little bit of rudder just to correct the direction that the nose is going. Yep. Once the correction starts, you need the rudder out, and you actually needed the rudder neutral just a millisecond before that. That's why we say you can leave it in too long, because if you leave the rudder in, say the nose lops left, you want to bring in right rudder. If you bring in right rudder until the nose starts right, that's too long.
Gotcha.
Victor, turning base, runway 3, touch and go.
Alrighty, I'll take the airplane for a second. I'll show you a quick little demonstration of that while we're climbing.
Yep.
Landing traffic, 07.
We'll get a little bit more altitude while I'm doing this.
I love it.
Alright, so we'll wait for the horn.
Turning final.
There we go. Now I'm fighting a little bit of full power too.
Yeah.
So I have to think about maybe biasing the right rudder slightly. Right? So now I got the stick back. I'm just keeping my feet real busy. And this is the same motion I do with my feet when I'm on a landing.
Yep.
Right? It's the same thing. So if I let it lop off one side, we'll let it lop off left. There's right, now left, and back to the center, right? Yeah. Back to the center.
Oh, yeah.
Left, back to the center. Right, back to the center. There we go. See, I'm kind of slightly ahead of it.
Yep.
There we go. Awesome, right, you got the airplane back.
I got the controls.
Awesome, so let's start into, we'll try an incipient phase spin first.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and get the nose up, and we're going to go all the way into the stall, and once the airplane starts to buffet, you're going to bring the stick all the way back, and we'll pull the rudder all the way to the left. So keep yourself going straight, keep your wings level, look left or right. There you go. So stick all the way back, full left rudder. There you go. It laps off. There you go. Now neutralize the rudder, pull the stick forward a little bit. There you go. Now pull out of the dive. There you go. Now see how? Yep. Now, and if you're going to pull out of the dive to get away from the ground, you'd pull probably just a little bit harder than that. But we started it at about 9,000, and we went down to 8,200.
Gotcha.
So you can see if they were on base to final at 300 feet, you'd have been hosed. Yep. Right. So here we'll do another one with the incipient phase, and we'll have you spin the stick all the way back, and then kick full left rudder. And as soon as it breaks, I want you to start to recover.
Okay.
So we'll simulate that you're trying to get away from the ground. We won't say where the ground is, but we want you to get away from the ground. There you go. Now recover. There you go. So we've got to break that stall. There you go. Now start climbing away from the ground. Oh, got a secondary. So pull back. All right. Pull back. Pull back. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. There you go. There we go. So now you kind of went off into that incipient phase.
I did. Yep.
And that secondary stall is kind of where the problem occurs. Is guys get that ground rush and they pull harder.
Yep.
And remember from kind of practicing earlier with the stall thing, if you're just chirping if you're pulling the stick back at a level to where the stall warning order is just chirping at you, you're giving it enough. If you get back to that buffet, that's too much. But you can see that's only maybe a couple inches of stick movement, right?
Right.
So you don't want to let it go completely, because then you're giving yourself up something and you're heading towards the ground. So I'll take it for a second. I'll kind of show you a little demo.
Okay. You got the controls.
I got the controls. I got the nose up. I'm in that turn. I screw it up. I get the stick back, full left rudder. Now a little right rudder to come out of it. Now I'm going to start pulling, get some power in, pulling, little buffet, relax, pull, little buffet, relax, pull, little buffet, relax. Now I'm climbing away from the ground. Wow. See how that worked? Yep. I used the rudder to get myself out of that rotation, and as soon as the airplane started flying, I could use my ailerons. Right? But it's it's the part of recognizing when the ailerons are effective and then when the rudder's effective. When you're right in that stall area, it's all rudder. As soon as the wings start flying and it gets smooth, now I can use some aileron because I'm flying with the wings again. Right? Is that making sense?
It is. Cool. I'm amazed how much you move the stick.
Oh,
Yeah. The stick and the rudders, so I'm not that used to being that quick, for sure.
And that's totally okay. And this is another thing that that guys kind of don't get used to is using full control deflections on any airplane, right? And that's why I like for guys to use full control deflections because they're not used to it.
Yep.
If the airplane's off to the side, right, and you're only using part of your aileron to come around, you're wasting a bunch of time. You want all the aileron you can,
right, and then
get
come
it in
back.
there, and a 182 and a 172 roll already slow,
Right.
Right. So you don't have time to let it roll on its own. If you're in an unusual attitude recovery situation, you need to roll that thing as fast as possible.
Gotcha.
So it's really good to get guys used to using full aileron.
Yep.
They're used to maybe going there, maybe on a crosswind landing, and then they let it out right away. So that motion, that yoke motion, is really unfamiliar.
Yep.
So you got to get more familiar with it. Okay, you got the airplane back.
I got the control.
So now we'll go into the develop phase for just a couple turns, and then we'll take it out. So I'm going to give you a little bit of throttle. Let's trade off some of that airspeed for some altitude.
Are we still going left with this one?
Yeah, we'll still go to the left. There we go, get a little bit of airspeed back. You kind of look out the left and right to the wings to see if the wings are level, because looking straight out the front doesn't really give you a lot unless you're kind of looking at the
Oh
altitude.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yep.
There you go, and it'll kind of help you go straight. So, excuse me, get the nose up a little bit more. We'll get rid of some of that airspeed. I'll work the throttle for you.
Okay.
Awesome, so there's the horn, here comes a buffet, so stick all the way back, full left rudder, and we're just going to hold it. Now there's incipient, and right there, now we're developed, right? So you want to recover, right rudder, neutralize, a little relax on the stick, and pull out of the dive. There you go, pull a little harder, there you go, a little harder, a little harder, a little harder. Now you're climbing away from the ground, there you go, good job.
Awesome.
Sweet, so we got about three and a half turns out of that.
That was fun.
We started at like 8.5, something like that.
Yep.
And we finished up at like 7.5, so we still lost about 1,000. Did you notice when we went from incipient to developed, the rotation rate started to...
Absolutely, yeah.
It sped up slightly, but then it stabilized?
Yep.
Awesome. How you feeling, by the way?
Oh, it's great.
All right, so let's do another one.
Okay.
And now I want to spend a little time in the spin so we can look at the pitch rates and the yaw rate and, the roll rate.
Okay.
And we'll kind of take a look around and see how much nose down you actually have.
Okay.
All right, so throttle's coming back.
21 in the grass range.
So do you want the rudder when the horn goes, or once the wing stalls?
Once the wing stalls, I'm going to stick back first and then left rudder. So there's a little bit of buffet, so stick back, left rudder. There you go, hold it in. There we go. Awesome. Now we're incipient. And now we're developed. Awesome. So kind of look at the wings.
Wow.
Now it's kind of lollygagging around right there, right? Right now it's going to do that for a while. Now give it some right rudder to come out of it. The airspeed's down to nothing. Now the airspeed comes back and we come out of the dive. How'd we do? We did good. We're at 5,500 right there. So we lost about 2,000 feet while we were
That was a hoot.
But that's always kind of a weird thing to get people looking around for a spin. So I'm a little hesitant, but it really... Did you notice that the pitch was oscillating up and down, and it was rolling left and right, left and right. Sometimes the left wing would be below the horizon, then sometimes it would come up above. So you're going to get that oscillation through the whole thing.
Wow.
Awesome. How about we'll do another one of those and kind of let you feel it develop. We're still going to keep the ailerons neutral and the power back. And then the next one what we'll do is we'll mess around with the ailerons. We'll bring in some left aileron, which will be pro spin, and we'll bring in some right aileron, which will be an anti-spin aileron, and you'll be able to see it. Now, just thinking from angles, so give me a left turn and we'll head back to the south. That'll kind of mosey us back towards the airport. If you were totally flat in a spin, it would be all yaw, so it'd be all a rudder movement. If you're straight nose down, it'd be all roll. So if you're at 45 degrees nose down, half of it's roll and half of it's yaw. So what happens If you bring in the ailerons, pro-spin aileron, it speeds up the rotation because you're actually rolling faster. The rolling portion of that will speed up.
I got you.
The yaw rate will stay about the same, maybe speed up a little bit, but the roll rate's going to go faster.
So do you
roll out right there? That's good. We'll head to the south.
You turn into the spin then? Is that what you're saying?
Right. We're going to do both. We're going to turn into the spin, take a look what that does, then we're going to turn out of the spin.
Okay.
So you're going to bring in pro-spin aileron, which will be to the left, and then anti-spin aileron, which will be to the right. And it'll speed up when we go to the left, and it'll slow down when we go to the right.
That makes sense.
So and that's a pretty vivid example. And then the one after that, then we'll bring in some power, and then you can see how the nose is going to start to come up when you bring the power in.
Okay. Oh, this is amazing.
I know you wouldn't, chances are you're not going to get a 182 or 172 in this kind of position. But that's why it's nice to do in this airplane, because you you learn it all beforehand before it gets all really crazy.
We're now 3 south of the field, 1,100 north south, be crossing over midfield, Cold County.
Awesome, all right, so we're looking good. We'll go ahead and kind of start pitching up, and we'll get rid of some of this airspeed. Maybe we could get a couple of these in without having to climb up again. We're just going to do a regular, the upright spin to the left.
5 to the south.
Looking out at the wings, keeping our wings level. Alright, so there's the horn, there's the buffet, stick back, full left rudder, all the way forward, just going to hold it. So throttle's coming back, and we'll let it get developed. Alright, so there we are, there we're developed. See, the airspeed's about nothing. Yep. So bring the stick to the left. Get speed up. Yep. Now bring it back to the right. Alright, it stayed there, but it slowed down, right? Yep. Awesome, now bring it to the center. Now right rudder. Little forward stick, out we go. Neutralize it, then pull out of the dive. Awesome. There you go, pull a little harder out of the dive. There we go, very nice. So you can see what happens when you put that aileron in there.
Well, what's weird is when we went right, it sped up for a second. Did you notice that? Or was that?
Well, what happened is it slowed down and then sped up right after that.
Gotcha,
Put the ailerons in and it slowed down, and then it kind of started to speed back up towards its original rotation rate.
Yep. Wow.
Awesome. Give me a right turn and we'll continue heading to the south. We got enough altitude. Let's go with now we'll try bringing the power in. So when we bring the power in, that's what's going to cause that gyroscopic force to bring the nose up. Right?
Okay.
All right, so let's go up to about 7. That'll give us a little bit of altitude. So keep the turn going. Roll out right about there. That'll work.
7 Juliet Tango, over at the field 2,500 feet, will be descending and turning to the left, downway for runway 13, Perry County.
My adrenaline is pumping, that's for sure.
Yeah, that usually happens when we get to do stuff like this. Woo! Are you feeling okay though?
I am, yeah.
Cool, all right. Awesome, so we're almost to 7, so start getting the nose up. And I'll kind of work the power for you with you.
Okay.
Awesome. So here comes the horn. And then stick back, full left rudder, and we're just going to hold that in there. There we go. Okay, so we're going to hold that in for a second. Now we're developed. All right, so here comes some throttle. And give it a little bit of outside aileron. And see how the nose starts to come up? Oh, yeah. All the way up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Now, it's not totally flat, right? But our descent rate slowed down. There we go. So the throttle's going to come back. There you go. Aileron's in neutral. Right rudder to stop the rotation. A little bit of forward stick. Neutralize your feet. Pull out a dive. Whoa. There we go.
That's awesome.
How was that?
That was awesome.
So you can see how the power in the ailerons helped a lot for the recovery. Right? As soon as we get that throttle back, the nose came back down. As soon as you put the ailerons back to the center, it stopped being all weird. And then it was just really easy to come out. Now we started, let's see, we ended up stopping at what, about 4-ish? Yeah. So we lost about 3,000 feet in that one. Wow. Awesome. Give me a right turn, and we'll head kind of to the southwest. Awesome. Well, would you like to see any other... Oh, I know what I want to do. I wanted to show you an accelerated one. Yeah. Let's climb back up to 7, and then I'll show you that accelerated spin portion. And the part that the guys always talk about with the 152s. There we go. See, off to the right side, you got Pendleton Pike right there?
Yep.
Just kind of parallel Pendleton Pike, and we'll just kind of mosey that direction.
Okay.
Yeah, for the accelerated spin, what's going to happen is we're going to end up probably losing a good chunk of altitude since we're going to speed it up some. And you'll notice the nose will drop and get a little closer to vertical. And what will happen is I don't think we're going to get a big increase in airspeed, maybe just a slight increase in airspeed.
Okay.
But not much. But what can happen is if you bring the stick forward just a little bit more from that, what's going to happen is the wings are going to try to fly again. And if you neutralize up your feet, you end up kind of rolling. You're going from a spin to a snap roll down to a roll down.
Okay.
Right? So then you're really screaming at the ground. That's when your airspeed really jumps up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, so we're almost to 7,000. We'll get the nose up a little bit more. We'll kind of tweak it up towards 7,000. All right, looking good. Power's coming back. And we won't need any power for this one because it's all in the stick.
To the left again?
Yep, we'll go to the left. So stick all the way back, full left rudder. There we go, throttle's back, nice and easy. We're incipient. Now we're developed. Okay, now start bringing the stick forward, but do it slowly. A little forward stick, a little more forward, more forward, more forward, right there. Feel it speed up? Yeah, a little more forward. A little more forward. There we go. See, we're really hauling there. Yep. Right? So then, there we go. Opposite rudder, forward stick, out we go. Woo! So you can see where that forward stick comes in, that rotation, it really speeds up.
Yep. And believe it or not, I'm just about done.
No, that's all right. That was a lot of spinning. Woo! All right, you doing okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you got the airplane back.
I got the controls.
Woo! So what happens if now in that situation, like in the 152, where the guys, you can level off right here. This is good. We don't have to go any higher than this. We're done with this. That's all I wanted to show you with the spins. So you can see where if you relax that back pressure, you had it almost neutral and just slightly forward, and the spin, it wasn't coming out of the spin, it was staying in there. Yep. But you can see if you were thinking about, oh, I got to give it forward pressure to come out of that spin, but you don't do anything with the rudders, you're only making the situation worse. The spin speeds up, your altitude loss gets faster, and now in your mind you're like, oh crap, it's not working. Forward. Well, you're not doing everything to stop the spin. You're only doing one of the controls, and you were doing it poorly, right?
I got it.
In essence. So you bring that stick forward really nice and slow, or if you're trying to stay in the spin and you don't concentrate on keeping the full stick back, that's what happens. It speeds up, and now your brain is in panic mode. And that's when you forget about stuff, like you forget about your feet. People would be like moving the stick back and forth, like, oh, I'm trying to come out of it, it's not coming out.
Not moving.
Well, you still got the rudder in, so your the auto rotation is still in play.
Yep, I got it.
Again, one of those scenarios that you could fly it out of it, give it the opposite rudder, or give it the opposite rudder and then maybe just let go of the airplane. Once the rotation stops and you let go, it's going to pull out of the dive and go back to the speed that you had it trimmed before.
I got it. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, you want to boogie on back towards the airport?
Yeah, I think I've had enough.
Awesome. So the airport's right over there to the right. We're about a couple miles away. So what we'll do is we can kind of follow I-70 over there, and we'll enter the left downwind for 25.
Okay.
Yeah, this spin stuff tends to be pretty intensive.
So where? I don't see the airport.
Oh, roll out right there. Roll out right there. It's just to the left of the nose.
Oh, I got it.
Right now you're looking right down to the side.
I got it. So where do you want to go?
Actually, we'll just bring it straight in for runway 25.
All right.
Main Regional Airport, good afternoon. Pitts 126 Bravo Bravo, we're about 5 to the east. We'll bring it straight in for runway 25. Full stop, Main Regional. we'll just do a straight in.
All right. That was awesome.
You did really well, man. Like I said, that spin stuff can be pretty intense, so over and over again, it gets people pretty tired.
I could feel myself getting a little warm, and I know that's the warning sign right there.
That's a good time to take a break.
Yep.
We can always go back up another time and do some, more of the aerobatics.
Traffic, Skydive 1, 2 minutes of skydiving over Michigan City. 2 minutes over Michigan City, 1111.
Those are tend to be they're not really intense flights. I think doing the aerobatics is less intense than the spins, I think. Well, if you want to, just kind of hold this altitude right here.
Okay.
We'll just stay right here at pattern altitude, and I'm going to go out of pattern altitude kind of late, because we'll make the descent a little bit steeper so you can see the runway.
Okay.
That's another one of the 2 ways. There's actually 3 ways you can approach the runway in a Pitts. If you did it on a 3-degree glide slope from here, you can see that now you can't see the runway.
Right.
So people could pull out in front of us. So you can either do the curvilinear approach, which is off of the perch, one constant turn, the base to final turn.
Yep.
You can stay high and slip it in a little bit higher, which I like that one. Or you can come in at an angle, like an angling final.
Yep.
A lot of guys use the angling final, but I don't particularly like that because it's one of the things that's going to put you in a position where another pilot might not look.
Right.
Like it's not going. If I say I'm on final and a guy in a 172 is on the end of the runway, he's going to be looking down final. He's not going to be looking to the side.
Right.
Indy Regional, Pitts 126 Bravo Bravo, 2-mile final for runway 25, full stop, Indy Regional. So right here, I know where the runway is, but I can't exactly see it.
Right.
So what I can start doing is semestering. So I'll kind of take over if you want to kind of be on the controls with me.
You got the controls.
There we go. So there's the runway. Now I kind of throttle out. It looks pretty steep, but it's really not. This airplane doesn't have any flaps, but
that was my next question.
It's got a whole lot of drag. The propeller and the flying wires and the struts, that's a whole ton of drag. So we're at 110, approaching, throttles back, but look at how steep this is.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gaining any airspeed. As a matter of fact, I'm losing some.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to do a wheel landing, so I'm going to bring it over the fence at about 100 to 110, and then the airplane's really not going to touch down until about 90. We're going to give it just a bunch of throttle to kind of help cushion that just a little bit. So nice and easy, wait till the mains touch. There it is. That's it right there.
Wow.
Now, I'm keeping my feet busy, but not crazy busy. They'll get really busy as I start to get slow. That rudder starts to run out of energy, and then the tail wheel takes over. And I got the tail wheel down. It's that kind of in-between spot where the tail wheel's taking over and the rudder's losing it.
Do you taxi with the stick all the way back, or you just did that to bleed off the...
I do that so I can plant the tail on the ground.
Gotcha, yep.
If you're going fast enough that you could actually, like the tail wants to hop off, if it's a neutral, now I got to force it on the ground. So as soon as the tail wheel comes down, I hold the stick all the way back.
Gotcha.
Now, technically, from a tail wheel training standpoint, you tell guys to always taxi with the stick all the way back. Okay, a couple reasons you do that is because the theory is that if you accidentally hit the power, and the stick wasn't all the way back, you'd end up popping the airplane on its nose, and you would hit the propeller.
Yeah.
Okay, that's possible. I know guys that have actually done it that way, but they were doing it on purpose, like trying to do something with the airplane, kind of showboating in a way.
Yeah.
But they came up too high, and then they hit the propeller. But you really need a lot of power to get the nose up, and you would have to either have the power and hit the brakes at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I know guys that have hit the brakes really hard, and then the nose comes forward. So those kind of, if I'm just taxiing regularly, there's not a lot of wind, and I know I'm not going to be bumping the throttle, I'm not really doing anything with the stick. I'm not holding it back. You could if you want to. But another technique that I like is in like Citabres and decathlons. When I land, I take the trim. Now you don't have any trim back there, but I trim all the way nose up.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if
then
my hands are off
is
of
way back. Yeah.
Right. If my hands are off of it and I bump the throttle, the airflow and the trim pushes the stick back, and then it keeps the tail on the ground.
So that was my other question. I'm assuming you've got trim back there.
Yeah. There's a trim lever, but I'm the only one with one.
Yep.
Awesome. Good job. I'm gonna stop the recording. There we go.